see, the road is a little bit rough, kind of like that's been like resurfaced with gravel. But there was a nasty crosswind. So we were going, let's say, north-south. So north first, south second. The crosswind was, let's see, it was coming out of the south, going northwest. So it was a little, not quite a tailwind behind you. And then, of course, a headwind coming back, crossways-wise. But, so
tailwind out, crosswind coming, or crosstail out and crosshead coming back.
Correct. Yeah. That's,
is it just one loop or multiple loops?
Just one loop. So you go out. It's like 9.8 miles. So half going down, turn around, half coming back.
Okay. What was the distance?
9.8 miles. So 15K.
15K. Okay.
No, that's not right. Yeah, 9.8. It's more than 15K, but
okay.
So about, I don't know, whatever that turns out to be. Not cut 20K, but
yeah.
And so I actually felt pretty good. Marcy, you guys were thinking about throwing up. I felt like that on the backstretch coming back in a couple times. My stomach was a little bit uneasy, but I felt, considering doing the training different this year, I actually felt strong. So I think my heart rate on that one, I averaged 175 with a peak of 182. So I finished at 25:22. So I was a minute and a half behind Gerard and only 12 seconds behind Seth. So
Seth was second. So Gerard first, Seth second, and you were third?
I was third, yep.
Yep, wow.
And then I don't think behind that, there's 3 Canadians. One guy, Roger, I guess I've raced him before. I don't know if you know Roger. I don't know his last name. But I guess I raced him last year at Grand Rapids. I didn't know the guy, but they were probably 5 minutes behind us.
Oh wow.
And then there was one guy in recumbent guy.
Foot-powered bike? It was a foot-powered bike?
Foot-powered bike, yeah. But, so that, first time on the track, I think that averages out to be not quite 20 miles an hour, like 19.99, I think I did.
Wow.
So, considering the wind and the conditions, it was about 75 degrees, but I would say the winds, were like 20 plus.
Oh, wow.
It was,
So it felt awesome going out, but horrible coming back.
Yeah, and then, of course, you're going downhill. Believe it or not, I think I was faster coming into the wind than I was going out.
You would be.
I was probably averaging 17. Well, I don't know. I peaked at 25, and I thought, well, I better slow down a little bit.
Okay, here's the next interval. 90 watts for
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Okay.
You could probably still talk at 90 watts.
Yeah, I hope so. So it was, I think it was a good, good start. So Saturday was the road race. So the time trial we were started about 3-ish. So Saturday morning is the road race. And let's see, it was probably 65 degrees and rainy.
Oh.
So Phoenix, being in the desert like that, I was a little bit surprised. But the rain wasn't like heavy, it was just kind of steady. So we're supposed to do a neutral start. So it's a 16-mile loop, and you do that 1.8 times. And there's, I would call on the third leg, which is kind of like a curve. So it's kind of like the letter, well, not like the D, but a double D. Not a double D, but So the first half of the leg is fairly fast. We do a neutral start. So we didn't have a guide this year. Normally we have a guide that's pacing us. So anyway, we do the start, and I'm like first, but I don't take off too fast because again it's supposed to be neutral, and then everybody kind of goes behind me, except for Gerard.
When they say neutral, it just means don't sprint from the gun?
Correct. Neutral meaning that we have to go down the hill a 90-degree turn, and then right at the turn, probably about 50 feet is a cattle guard. So they don't want us sprinting around the turn and going across the cattle guard, causing an accident.
Okay.
So neutral start past, and then race once you get past the cattle guard. Well, I didn't realize Gerard, he's like 210 pounds, and I'm like 140. And so he starts going, and then one guy yelled out like 1 second. I'm like, no, this is supposed to be a neutral start. I mean, this is one of the decisions of what do you do, right? So do I go after Gerard, hang in his draft, or just stay where I'm at? So nobody else was going, so I figured, so my strategy is I'm a fairly good hill climber. I was like, well, I'll just, hang in there and wait till there.
Okay.
So anyway, we get going. I think in the backstretch, it's a little bit, little rolling, or say slightly rolling, but generally speaking, it's downhill. So we were probably going, I don't know, 22 to 25, 26 in the backstretch. And then you make a right-hand turn. So you're going basically north-south. So we were heading north. And then we were heading east. But because of the rain, it also got a little bit windy. And so on that stretch, I think you're going slightly.
Hold on a second. You were doing 26 miles an hour in the rain?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure I heard you right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
it was
crazy.
I mean, it's also it's not like raining. It's just kind of like I don't know how to describe it. It's more than a mist, but it was just kind of like a gentle rain.
Okay.
It wasn't like it was
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then in the backstretch, I tried to. I'm like, this is crazy. I go, what am I doing in the lead for? So I tried pulling to the left. They come right behind me. And nobody wanted to do, I said, pull. Nobody wanted to pull. It was like, probably smart on their part. I'm like, okay, so I'm just going to slow down. So then
Gerard still off the front?
Gerard's still off the front.
Okay.
Him and a trek, they just take off. At that point, he's probably, I don't know. I don't think I saw him. He's probably, I don't know, quarter of a mile away.
Okay.
So, again, I wasn't, overly concerned, because, he figured by the time you get to the hill, we'll see who's got what. So anyway, by the time I made the turn to do the slight grade and then the hill, the 470 feet of climb, I think at one point it's like 8% grade. It starts out at.
Wow.
Yeah, so just not for very. So, so I make the corner. We get to the hill. I think I dropped everybody but Seth. It was just Seth and I.
Okay. So you caught Gerard?
Nope.
Okay.
He's within, let's say, 200, 300 meters.
Okay.
Seth and I are like talking, and we're working kind of together. He goes, Dan, I don't know. Let's just wait. He goes, you get to the top of the hill with Gerard's weight. We'll be like working like crazy to see if we even catch up to him, and then still won't be working too hard because he'll just, you know what I mean, with the weight. It's fairly strong. So this is where it gets interesting. So Seth goes, because by then I'm like, poof from doing the hill, and we're probably going down the hill. We're going like, I don't know, 26 to 28 miles an hour. So Seth all of a sudden grabs my draft bar and gives me a push. I'm like, what the heck? So then he goes, that was on the right side. He goes around to the left side, gives me another push. So by then, the first push got me up to 30, second push up to 32. He goes out in front and we draft. He pulls going down the hill. So we're going down the hill between 30 and 32 miles an hour.
Okay.
Wow. So he goes around the corner, and then it was my turn. So I slowed down just a little bit, and he's like powering through the turn, and I'm like coasting through the turn. But I catch back up to him, past him, because he kind of told me, he goes, Dan, he goes, you pull, and hey, I'll be happy just to stay with you. And I'm like, okay. So I do all the pulling. So I do the pulling, the north leg, the east leg, And on the east leg, where I was down to 17 before, we had there's a bunch of groups that went out before us. So there was like a men's, not the pros, but like the older guys. So there was a group of like 20, 25 over 30 passed me. And you're not supposed to draft off them, but I caught part of the draft. And I think in the back leg that time it stopped raining and the wind stopped. So I was probably going 19 to 20. When I felt the draft, I got it up to 22 miles an hour.
Oh,
so
wow.
that was pretty. I wasn't right behind him in the draft, but because of the big group like that, it was enough that was like it was significant.
Yeah, you still got something.
Yeah, so we make the turn to start to doing the climb up the grade. And guess who's in our sights?
Oh, nice.
Gerard.
Is this the same climb or this one's steeper?
Nope, same climb. So we do that twice. So when you're all said and done, you do 1,000 feet of climbing.
Whoa, okay.
Total climb.
Yeah.
So we get about. So Steph was right behind me. I was right behind Gerard. So I'm like, man, what do I do now? So I give it a couple minutes, or like a minute probably, just to catch my breath, just to refocus. And then I attack and go right around Gerard. He's got nothing. He's all he could do, just to puffing and puffing. And I'm like, that's a second goal. So at that point, we're a minute and a half behind Gerard, and I was a minute and a half, and Seth was like a minute 15 behind him in on a time trial. So we're trying to separate to see if we can make up a minute and a half or more.
Oh, so they were taking overall time, so you were trying to gain what you lost in the time trial.
Correct. Absolutely.
Okay.
So I'm like climbing the hill, and Seth's encouraging me, and we're breathing, and just, you know what I mean, everything we could do just to keep it. So Seth, I think at the end, if he really wanted to, he could have out-sprinted me, but he just stayed right there. We actually tied, so I placed one. He was like number 2. His front wheel was right where my arms were. He just stayed on the left side. So.
Yeah, in bike races, when you, if you finish in a pack and there's no gap, you all get the same, credited for the same time.
Yep, and that's exactly what we did.
Guys, and you're all wheel to wheel, everybody gets the same time.
Okay. And that's exactly what they did.
Yep.
So, because I finished, because of the, kind of like the photo finish, I got credited for the placing, but. So
Nice.
I finished, we finished like a little over 140. I don't remember if it was like 11, 12, 13. So.
Who was 11, 12?
I was like 140, 12 or 13. I don't remember our time. Maybe it was 3. 140.03.
Okay.
And what was the distance? What was the distance?
30 miles.
Okay, that's the first interval. Back her down to 60 watts for 5 minutes.
So I don't know, compared to last year, I think it was like 4 minutes off. But honestly, I think I felt, it's really bizarre. So I felt stronger because I went faster in certain parts. But I don't know, I have to almost look to see if the hill was the difference. But I mean, given the conditions, I was like happy with that. So very happy.
How far behind you was Gerard?
Oh, he 1 minute.
1 minute. Okay, so you didn't quite make up the gap.
No. So I was 30 seconds, and Seth was like 15 seconds. What's wrong? So going into the crit. So
did you talk to Gerard after the race? Did he talk to you at all?
So yeah, he goes when he passed me, don't act like you're like not even hardly working.
Oh. That's a compliment.
We blew by him just like, hey, no big deal, it's like.
Yeah, because he was probably, choking up a lung, and you just motor past him.
Yeah, hardly breathing, just, Well, you got to do the psychological stuff, right?
Oh, you definitely got to do that.
So there's no way that I'm going to go off, and I just said, Hey, Jared, how's it going?
Yeah, right. I'll pull now. You've been out there long enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the funny thing, though, is that your heart rate's so efficient because of all this, aerobic stuff that you probably, even at the same exertion level, it wouldn't be as hard for you. Who knows how he trains?
Right. Yeah, later. No.
I mean, he could train with us,
Right. Yeah, no, he could.
Yeah.
My average heart rate, I think I have to, let's see, I think it was 172, 173. The max, again, was like 182, I think.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, interesting. Same. So just about the same as the time trial.
Yeah.
You're
And,
definitely working.
I had just a little bit of a reprieve going down the hill, which is probably, I don't know, maybe 3 miles. Stuff to help me get up to speed, and then, so that was pretty good. But
I know you never raced wheelchairs, Dan, but Wes and Ron did, and that's one of the things that was such a surprise. Switching over to hand cycling is on a wheelchair, you get to coast on almost every downhill because you can only push maybe 22 miles an hour, 25 at the top,
Sure.
30, and then you're done. You just tuck in and rest. And on a hand cycle, you just grab a bigger gear. It's like you have to pedal up the hills and you got to pedal down the hills.
Oh, and that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because, Seth probably weighs to like 10 pounds more than me, and he was running 700cc wheels.
Okay.
And he, it was fairly rough. So it had like that pea gravel, with the blacktop, and then you do the pea gravel. So it was fairly rough. And I had all I could do just to do that. But because of their more efficient on a downhill rolling, I was working probably, I don't want to say twice as hard, but I was probably, working harder than they were.
Yeah.
So,
well, great stuff.
Yeah, it was
a big win. That's your first competitive win, right?
For a road race, yeah, yep. Well, yeah, with competition, yeah.
Yeah.
When you good job.
Go ahead, Wes.
Good job.
Yeah. Awesome stuff. And so then you had the crit on the final day.
Yep. And so just kind of back up a little bit. So I took my readings. So Friday was all good to go. Saturday, after I took my readings, it said it should be a lower exertion day.
Really?
I'm like, are you kidding me?
I got a race today, heart rate. Get on it.
I don't care what you say, Data.
Exactly. All right, here we go. Our next one, 4, 3. So it's 10 minutes at 90 watts.
So, all right, picking her up. Yeah, so then, let's see, for Saturday, we get, so the race is not till, so we're done by 9:30-ish. Or no, not 10-ish, a little after. And then crit was like 2:30 on Sunday. Like a little bit of time. So I took, Craig, you gave me the physique. I used one after the phone trial, and then Saturday I did 2.
Yeah, good, smart.
In the morning, took my readings. It was said I was like good to go.
Yeah.
But I felt when I was awake, I sat up and I'm like, oh man, I don't know. I could tell I was a little bit off, even though the data said I was good. So what I did then was, I got to go with the crit. It's got to be all out. So I had a sweet potato early in the morning, and then a couple of hours after that, I was like, wow, I was ready to rock it.
Nice.
So, the crit. So we all gather up. It's the course is like a figure 8, but you don't cross. So you got 10 turns and like 4 rights. So we're all going. We start off not too terribly fast because I was kind of waiting for Gerard and Seth to kind of go. Well, the big guy takes a little bit to kind of get going. So we had almost all of us in the first turn. So I think I ended up number 3. So I was right behind Gerard and Seth, and then one guy right behind me. And we did the first 2 turns. Then going into the 3rd turn, incident.
Going to the 3rd turn, what happened?
I'm going to call it the West incident, where the guy behind me gets his foot stuck in between my draft bar and rear wheel.
What are the odds of that happening at 2 different races this year, man?
I know. What's up with that? So, of course, that drag feeling is like, oh, man. Like, drag an anchor, basically.
There's probably some awareness. Well, my draft bar can rotate up or down, so I can actually change the height of it. But on some of them, it's just welded in. You just stick it in. But I wonder, I saw a guy, Scott Hollenbeck, he had a carbon bike, full carbon. The whole bottom of that thing was flat. It was like all one piece of carbon underneath him. It was awesome. Anyway, his draft bar came out and then was bent down, so maybe it would be below people's feet to keep that from happening. I don't know. But it seems like that could take you out for no fault of your own.
Oh, right. So that's why I'm glad the guy that I took out, I'm glad I know him, and wasn't some guy that was gonna come back and beat the crap out of me. He was actually a guy that was my friend, and so he cussed me out that day, but it was kind of friendly.
Yeah, it was a friendly cussing out.
Yeah.
What's funny here, Dan, hold on just a second. When I was the guy that I roomed with in Atlanta at the health coach training thing, he lives in Boise, and he knows Craig Cornwall.
Oh, wow.
He's ridden with him before. What are the chances of that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like crazy.
And that's the guy that cussed me out.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, back to you, Dan.
Yeah, wow. So anyway, that was into the 3rd turn. So I have enough, I accelerate, and I catch back up to the lead guys. But I noticed they were powering through the turns, and I wasn't.
Okay. So you got to work on that.
I got to work on that. But I think I hung with them for 3 laps. And then by then, after that, Roger was dropped off. Basically, I was kind of going solo, trying to keep up with the lead pack, the 2-3 guys.
What was the pace like?
What's that?
What was the pace, and were there any hills?
Basically, a slight grade, which I would say like 0.5%. So basically a flat course.
Okay.
And a little bit of wind coming from on the back stretch for a headwind, not much. But I was going, I don't know, at the one turn to go back to the start line, I think I was in their draft. Gerard got it up to like 23 miles an hour. So we were probably 23.
22, wow.
Yeah, 23, 24. So I did my best to try to hang with those guys. I did catch up a couple times. Then in the last lap, I did catch up on the backstretch, but they.
So they would pull away through the corner, and then you would chase to catch back up.
Right, and I extinguished basically all my matches.
Oh wow!
But
good job, man. I love that story. Banshee.
Yeah, I finished 10 seconds behind those guys.
Okay.
So not bad. So I actually set a PR. I averaged 21 miles an hour for that race.
21.
Wow. Yeah.
Fast. This is the big togs. This is the big time, Dan.
Yeah.
Real speeds.
So, and I felt, given the weekend, I felt really good, on Sunday. Because normally last year by Sunday, it's like, oh man, I got nothing left. Of course, you're going to lay it all out on the line, but I actually felt strong. So.
Wow. So overall, what'd you place overall? Third?
Third.
Yeah.
So I think by the end I was probably back close to a minute, I think.
I think they call that a podium finish, isn't it? Top 3?
Yep.
Nice, Dan. Look at you. So what'd you do for recovery after the final race?
I took one physique and then, and then I rested, Monday and Tuesday. So. Then of course the sweet potatoes. So.
Yeah. Those sweet potatoes are so sweet.
Yeah. I took I didn't do it Tuesday morning, but one Monday morning I was recovered. So I was really happy with that.
Yeah, so Monday morning your heart rate said green light?
Yep.
Wow. That's unbelievable. 3 days in a row.
Of course, mentally and physically, I think it was otherwise, but
yeah.
Well, I mean, physically it said all right, but mentally it was rest. So, of course, we had 2 days of traveling, so.
Wow, that's great, Dan. So, looking back on it, it sounds like the corners were the main thing. Would you change anything? The strategy at the when Gerard took off in the neutral start. Would you do that different again?
Honestly, I think differently. Part of me says I should have just went with them.
Yeah. Well, here's some hindsight. 2020. If you were with him, you wouldn't have had to make up that quarter-mile gap, and you would have been easily 30 more seconds ahead of him at the finish, which means you could have maybe come in second place in the Omnium.
Right, yeah. Because then I would have even through that hill climb, I would have just stayed with them right till the last hill. Then.
Yeah. Interesting. And then anything else that you would do different? Think about it.
Definitely the corners.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think about the strategy of nobody wants to pull, right? So then I did I just slowed down some.
Right.
Well, that's a smart strategy.
But I don't know if I should have slowed down enough to let somebody get bored and pass me or what. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, no, that's because you get to dictate the pace, and if you go too far too fast and they suck your draft for a long time and they blow past you, and then you can't get back in the draft, you could lose it there.
Yeah, it sounds like the call you got to make there is it that situation where they're being stubborn, or are they barely hanging on? And because it sounds like when you decide to drop the hammer, you dropped the hammer and they left. Okay, 80 watts for 5 minutes. On the cool down phase now, but so if they're barely hanging on, then them being behind you might inspire you to go faster, or 60 watts, or or you just drop the hammer and get them off your wheel, because they're going to pop pretty quick anyway, because they're right on the bubble.
Yeah, actually, thinking about that, I guess I kind of knew the answer to that from the Friday time trial results, right?
Talk through that. What do you mean?
Yeah. Well, just after I was thinking about that, what you guys had just said, looking at the results of the time trial, it was Gerard, Seth, and I. We were within a minute and a half. Everybody else was like 5 minutes off that.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah. The only question was they were just barely hanging on.
Yep. Yeah, without the draft, as soon as you could have thrown down like a 30-second surge, they would have popped out of the draft and then popped massively, and then
right,
to really hold that pace long, and they would have been done. But I don't know that they were hindering you or helping you. What do you think?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, the way I was thinking is like you know, if they don't want to pull, that's fine. I'll just slow it down. And so I was okay with that. And the reason I think I was okay with that was because I'd done the course before, and I knew the hill was coming up.
Uh-huh.
I knew that would separate the men from the boys.
Yeah, it usually does. One of the traps, here's just a little experience. One of the traps I've gotten into is I historically, that's the case. I could drop anybody on an uphill, but when I was in shape. But my mind didn't always know if I was in shape or not. And so a guy would start to lead me, and I'd like, oh, I'll catch him on the hill. Then we hit the hill, and I don't have the fitness that my mind thinks I have, and I never catch them.
Sure.
So my encouragement to you is be careful with that tactic of saying, oh, I'll catch him on the hill, you know, because sometimes you won't. Or
right.
The worst one is, oh, I'll catch him on the downhill, and that never happens.
Oh, yeah, I'm learning that. I knew that's one of my weaknesses is on a downhill. Better be behind somebody.
40 watts. This is the cool down. Yeah, but wheelchair is a little different because you can take an advantage of a downhill, but just, you know, I would overestimate my advantage on the downhill sometimes and then never catch them. And then that was disappointing. But anyway, it sounds like what you did worked out great. You just needed 30 more seconds. Hindsight.
Yeah, the other thing was, I think after I was thinking about it, was tire inflation.
Okay.
So I think I always wanted. I didn't push it at 120. I normally don't go above that. I did for my front, and then the back, I think I had 110, I believe. But I think because of that course, the creek course was a lot more smoother. So I was probably at 120 all around. But I think for the road race, I should have, or just looking back at it, is maybe went to 100 in the back, maybe 110 in the front. I don't know what you guys.
Yeah, if it's bumpy at all, that's 100 to 105 is what I used to race every race at back in the wheelchair days. And then then you start getting slower because you're not training, and so you just start increasing your tire pressure, thinking it's going to help.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But the math says if a tire that is rolls well is a tire that absorbs well, so you're not bouncing around. And the other piece, you can do some research on this, the vibration of your bike on the road. If it's a really bumpy road with a really hard tire, you can absorb up to 2,000 watts into your body, which will fatigue your body in just a strange way. But if you have lower tire pressure, the tire is absorbing all of that vibration, and it doesn't go into your body.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because your body can absorb a lot of it, but it agitates your system, and it ends up sucking energy.
Sure.
That was a fascinating article. Is that the one you were talking about, Wes, that you wanted to know about?
No, there was one you shared that had like 5 or 6 of these kind of workouts, and it said what they were for. It said like this one was for sprinting at the end, so you'd have the edge in the final sprint. And this other workout was for time trials. And it was 5 or 6 different workouts like we just did, and it kind of showed what they were for.
Got it.
And I wish I would have copied it or pasted it or emailed it to me, because I wanted to read it one day, but then you have so many things to read sometimes you just blow past it.
Yeah. Well, and it's all that prayer too.
Yeah, it's prayer and fasting time for me, so right. I have to cut out the nonsense, all the nonsense.
Yeah, that's right. Good morning, Ron.
Morning, guys.
I see you snuck up in our draft there, about halfway through.
Yeah, I like the big drafting.
Yeah. So what'd you guys think of that ride this morning?
I liked it.
Okay.
I liked it. I would do that again tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
I liked it.
short and intense, but then kind of just an easy cruise. We did an FTP test